broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
The animal, a trap, so the cage is full. The cage is full, there's you. Everyone's waiting on you. You got time.
Okay, I really missed that.
That kid's got some lungs on him.
Really does.
I always try to outlast you. I feel like a smoker. I don't even smoke. I can't even hold my note out that long. Welcome to another episode of AfterBuzz TV's recap of Orange is the New Black on Netflix. It's season 3, episode 9 that we're talking about today. Where's my dreidel at? Dreidel, I made you out of clay. Yeah, dreidel.
That's all I know.
That's the only thing that I thought when I saw this title.
Yeah.
Dreidel. So let's start with LeAnn, because this entire episode had her backstory. We'd like to talk about the backstories first.
But first, let's intro ourselves.
Let's do that. See, I always do this. I get so excited. I just want to go right in. I'm Megan Thomas. I'm Megan Thomas at McScoop on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
And I'm Sterling Cates at Sterling Cates on Twitter, Facebook, you name it.
And I'm Scott Moore at SMan80. That's SMan80 on the Twitter.
And I'm looking this up right now. You can use the hashtag ABTVOITNB with your comments and your questions. So then we'll shout you out if you guys decide to tweet us, live tweet us, because we love talking to you guys.
We really
and if you have any, if you want to call in, there's a phone number. Look down below. The number somewhere. I don't know. Put the number up somewhere. No. All right. Yes. So let's jump right in. And let's talk about LeAnn, whose backstory was prevalent this episode. We find out why she's in jail. Or what? We don't really find out she's in jail, but we kind of we know the context, perhaps. Okay, we know there's some drugs involved somewhere in there. There's got to be.
I'm assuming she leaves the plantation and
right. She said the plantation.
I don't know what it's called. I was like, what is she talking about?
Oh my gosh, Sterling called the Amish a plantation.
What's it called though? Like where they live, in the farms.
A farm. Yes, Sterling. Oh my gosh.
The town.
Oh, yeah, the town where they live.
Well,
yes, so we find out that LeAnn's Amish, and I had no clue that was what it was. Like, I was so confused. You know, the very first flashback, you see her talk. She's hanging out, she's at the party, and they're all kind of talking. I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm so confused.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that they were all from the Amish community.
I didn't either.
Right. That's why I was a little lost. And then, of course, you see her put everything on, and I'm like, oh.
And then I still didn't know. I was like, is she Mennonite? Is she Quaker?
No, when I saw the buggy, that's Amish. Mennonites drive cars.
They do drive cars, right?
Yes. I'm from Kentucky. There's a lot of those.
Yeah. I still know.
Right. So we see that, she's got some kind of a tug going on. We know that Amish, from watching the show, what is it called, Growing Up Amish? I've seen that the way their culture works is you grow up Amish and then you get to leave at a certain age to go experience.
18, I think.
Yeah.
It's like Rumspringa. You get like a year.
What's it called?
Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
I don't know how to spell it correctly.
I'm really happy that you guys know this, because I'm just like, what?
But you have like that year to like kind of go out into the world and figure out
if you want to live worldly or come back.
So is that what she was doing, or did she just run away?
Well,
No. She went to go live out in the world to see what it was like.
Right, but I still felt like she was kind of sneaking out and doing, obviously not up to all.
Right.
Good stuff, but.
Exactly. And then, of course, she does something stupid and leaves her ID in the book bag with the Coke baggies.
But still, I feel like that whole part was a little silly because it feels like that's circumstantial. Like if you left your bag somewhere and then I put the drugs in and they come out and find it, it's like how now all of a sudden you're going to be arrested for having drugs? Like,
right.
It just.
The other thing that's confusing about that is we don't know the time difference between her getting back home and then the cops coming to get her.
Right. So all we know is that she gets arrested and they make a deal with her if she outs the people who gave her the drugs, then she's able to, I guess, basically not go to jail. And that's what she does. She goes back and she infiltrates. And this is sad because she's finally decided to live clean and straight and go back to being a good Amish girl. And unfortunately, that's not what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sad, too, because she's giving up, you know, all of the kids that came from the same community she did.
Right.
So then that affects her parents and their business because she sent their friends' kids to jail.
And she decides to leave at the end of her flashback, right?
Yeah.
After she hears the parents talking about, you know,
how upset they are about.
and they're like, well, she's our family.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's talk to a caller. We have a caller, guys. Who's on the line with us today?
Is this for the Orange is the New Black?
Yes. Who is this? What's your name?
First, I'm William from Baltimore.
Hi, William. We're so glad that you called us. What's going on? What do you think so far about this episode? Have you seen it?
This is season 3, episode 9.
Yes. We're talking about LeAnn being Amish.
That was confusing to me. I did not think she was Amish.
Right. We didn't realize that was. What did you think that her story was going to be?
I knew she would get arrested for drugs, but like, I don't know. Like, it kind of seemed like she was, like, the cops. I don't understand why she couldn't out the people who gave her the drugs out. That confused me.
No, she did. She did. That's the reason why she left the Amish, because, you know, they were treating her father badly because
she's shamed in a way.
Yeah, they outed her. She outed their kids, and even though their kids didn't live with them, of course they still loved them. So that's why she felt like she had to leave so that her family wouldn't suffer the backlash of her, you know, getting the other kids in jail. What do you think about this season so far? What do you think about this season? Don't tell us anything past episode 9. We're gonna beat you up, William, because we haven't watched. So what have you thought about it so far?
I'm waiting for like Piper and Stella. Like, I really do ship them. I think they're a good couple.
Right. Why do you like Stella for Piper better than Alex?
I don't know. Like, Stella's mysterious.
Okay. She is, yeah.
And like Alex, she kind of just lets stuff out. That's what I saw of Alex.
Okay. Who's cuter, Alex or Stella?
Stella.
I know.
I have such a girl crush on Stella.
I know, right? Is there any? What do you think, William?
What do I think of Alex and Stella?
Like, who do you think is cuter between the two?
Hotter?
Yes.
I think Stella's cuter.
Okay. Yeah, Stella's a hottie.
I'm into the mysterious type.
Okay. You're into the mysterious, tatted, neck tats, all that stuff, huh? Okay. All right, so we are going to get back to the episode. William, we thank you so much for calling in. We love you. Keep on tweeting us, commenting, all that good stuff, okay?
All right.
Bye, William. See you later.
Bye.
Y'all can on at William Mitchell 63.
At William Mitchell 63. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
All right,
And y'all
bye.
will see me y'all will hear from me on August 11th with Bad Girls Club.
Yay! Well, thank you for supporting us here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We love you, William. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for calling in.
Yay! Okay, yes.
Exciting.
I know, we've never had a caller in the history of AFTERBUZZ recap of Orange is the New Black.
I didn't even know the phone actually rang.
There's a phone connected.
Right. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about LeAnn's connection with her past and how she feels like organized religion has to have rules and this whole, I don't know, what would we call the religion of Norma? I guess she said something about the gotta believe system.
Yes.
I have no idea.
I guess
They don't have a name yet.
Yeah, they don't have a name. That's part.
They don't have a name. They don't have. That's part of the.
But it's okay. So
no
it's
one else wants to be organized.
So here's the question then: is there something wrong with her trying to get some kind of a structure around what they're doing?
No.
I don't know. If they just want to get together and meditate or whatever, I don't think, and that's what the majority of the group wants to do. I don't think they need a name, and I don't think they need rules or regulations. You can't do this, you can't do that.
Right. I mean, I get where LeAnn's coming from because of her background, but also to be recognized as a religion with the prison, then in a way they do kind of have to have some kind of rules, and they've got to have some kind of organization and structure. Otherwise, they are just a group of people meeting, and they're going to get in trouble as a group meeting because they don't allow that.
Well, I think LeAnn cares more about what other people think of what they're doing more so than what they're actually doing.
Right, because you see that, of course, the Catholics come in and say, no, you guys got to leave. It's our time. You guys aren't even a real religion. Yeah. And then you see that, LeAnn's having meetings with the girls to try to figure out what are they going to do, what's their names.
Without Norma.
But that's the funny part. I'm like, I kept going, where's Norma?
Right.
Like, why don't you ask her and have her write on her notepad what she would like for you guys to do?
I guess Norma's the talent and LeAnn's the muscle.
Right. You got to have like a manager.
Exactly.
LeAnn's her manager. Exactly. All right. So then So-So, of course, has always had a problem with organized religion, and she talks to LeAnn about that, and she says, we're just meeting. We just like how Norma makes us feel, that kind of thing. And she shuns So-So and makes her feel horrible. And
poor So-So, she just wants a friend.
She does. She does. She talks too much. She can't be my friend. Sorry.
And she's lonely.
Can't be my friend. Just kidding. But we see that she, So-So feels really bad about it, and LeAnn, I guess Norma has a talking to with her and writes kindness. You got to be kind.
Yeah.
So, of course, LeAnn goes to apologize, and then So-So laughs at her for being Amish. Yeah. That was me. And Chang jumped in there.
Chang goes, yeah, you're a total weirdo. I love that.
You chanda bata. You chanda bata. I was like, oh, that's mean.
Like Harrison Ford and Witness. She was so funny.
It was just hilarious, but it was really mean.
It was.
Because LeAnn was finally opening up about it and being vulnerable, and they just kind of shut her down.
I know, that was me. And that's why I was like, that's why you don't have no friends, So-So.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well,
okay. So then we'll see what happens with that. But and I think I do have a better understanding of LeAnn. I still want to know why she's in jail. And it's funny, we have a tweet with our hashtag from Paloma. St. Paloma 23 says, why don't they just tell us exactly why they're in jail? I'm with you, Paloma.
I am too, but I think that's part of the tease, and later on they can develop it more.
Right, if they choose to.
Give us everything. We've got more and more seasons of this.
Right. So I think that's part of the reason behind it. Like, they only give us so much. Give us kind of the reason why they're there, and then they can add more, or they can go in a whole different direction.
Right. So then we also see in this episode that the panty ring is in full swing. Yes.
Piper's panties.
Piper's panties.
Yes. I don't know why they haven't called it that yet.
I don't think.
Or do they?
I don't know what the name would be.
Well, I guess they would get in trouble.
Yeah, like she doesn't want it connected to her.
But I do wonder what the business is actually called. I'm curious. So they actually have a business because they have the website. So what is it called?
Pick a name.
Panties by prisoners? I don't know. Prisoner panties.
Yeah. That's a good name. Prisoner panties. I
don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what are they calling it?
Yes. Tweet us your thoughts of what the panty operation should be called. Like, we would want to know.
We'll have a contest.
We'll have a contest, and then we'll use our own name. And that's what we'll call it. All right. So then we see that Piper has this whole process down. There's people who wear the panties. They get it nice and stinky.
And you see people running around the yard and Bailey shipping them out.
Yes. And Piper is vacuum sucking the air out of the panties.
Gross.
That's disgusting. Disgusting. That was like the yes. Bailey's carrying him out in the front of his pants, which I thought was hilarious. I'm like, come on, Bailey, really?
Yeah.
Really? You look like you have a gut. You don't. What is that? Okay. So the funny thing is that Cal, of course, is setting this stuff up. He comes to prison and he tells Piper that he met with Bailey at a dog park. It's a little weird. And he got the panties. He sold them. He sold them all out.
He's like, oh, you don't know. Of course you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
You're selling out.
Selling the panties out in a hurry, and then now they're getting some weird requests. They have murder panties. Great. They have a Samoan girl with big feet panties.
Like, I don't know any Samoan girls.
Right. and then of course they got some reviews, and the one review that was bad was on poor Piper, saying that there's horrible packaging.
She's like, oh no, I don't like that. They don't like the packaging.
And I'm like, really, Piper? What are you gonna do with the stolen baggies you get from the kitchen? Like, there's nothing more you can do. Hey, it's authentic.
I don't think I trust Cal to repackage them.
What do you think? Like, I was thinking about this, and like the fact that Cal knows so much about panty sniffing, I'm wondering if he's buying them.
I don't know. I think he's down with getting the money too. He might be keeping a couple.
Yeah.
Right.
But wouldn't that be weird though if it's like his sisters?
Yeah, I know.
But I wouldn't put it past Cal to be like, oh, these are yours? Oh, sorry. Like that. I'm smelling them, my bad.
And also I'm like, does he have the money to be doing that too? to be buying all.
I don't know.
But yeah, it would be weird. It's like, you know, when you used to, sometimes the clothes would say Inspector number 17 or whatever. What if like they're all numbered and like she's, you know, and he's like keeping hers.
Oh, gross. That's horrific.
He has a good business sense with the panty business because he said you can be whoever you want to be, but you got to be smart about it.
Right.
So he knows how to, you know, sell.
So far, I mean,
he's a generalist. He understands that world a little bit there.
What does that mean? What does generalist mean? You know a little bit about everything?
Well, I was thinking it was just a general idea of the, you know, when he was having that conversation.
That's what I'm saying. So you know a little bit about everything, right?
A little bit of that world, because obviously he has an interest in it. So instead of saying he has a very detailed interest in it, he's saying he just has a general idea of it.
Yeah. Cal's over here buying these panties up. That's my prediction.
That's a good idea.
That's a good prediction, right? Yeah. So we also see that Stella and Piper are getting a little closer this episode. They're talking more. There's a little flirtation going on.
The bathroom scene.
Yes. So Stella is bucket naked in the bucket naked in the bathroom. And of course, there is some high attraction there.
Yeah. I think
everybody had a high attraction there. Yeah.
Look at I made this little face in my notes. I was just like,
yeah.
Too. I was like, ooh.
Is that a face or those boobs?
I was like, all tatted up and
you drew boobs. You drew eye boobs. Those are eye boobs.
They're eye boobs.
Those eye boobs.
Also accurate.
Yeah. Also very
for this particular scene.
Right.
So she's looking perky.
Yeah.
All tatted up.
All right, and so then Piper, of course, starts to feel Stella more, and then she tells Stella the success about what Cal told her about how the panty stuff is going. She asks her questions, and she tells her this before she talks to Alex.
Yeah.
And I feel like, whoa, this is going down the wrong path because Alex is your girlfriend. Alex is supposed to be your partner in crime, and you didn't even tell.
Yes.
She's helping you with this operation. This is not a good thing.
Well, Stella's doing more work than Alex is.
She is.
Why?
Because she's more invested into it because Alex is distracted right now with her paranoia.
That doesn't mean anything, okay? Because Alex helped set this operation up.
She set it up, but she hasn't been actively involved with it.
She's just taking.
Doing now. She's not even wearing the panties.
She's not doing anything.
How do you know?
She said she wasn't going to.
Yeah, she did say that.
And she's been so distracted that she hasn't really been involved.
But that's not okay. That's not a reason to cheat on someone because clearly they kiss.
I'm not saying that's the reason. That's okay.
It is. You cheater. You're a cheater, Scott.
I didn't say that was okay. I'm merely saying that's what's happened is that she's been distracted, and now it's added an invite for Stella to make her move.
Okay, so then they're flirting a little bit, and they kiss. Dun, 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 dun. Uh-oh. This is not good.
And then they kiss again.
I just don't think
this is confusing. Let's kiss again.
I just don't think this is going to end well. I don't know. I don't know if I like Piper more. I think I like her less. Because it seems like,
I personally am just more interested. I don't know if it's like a love to hate sort of thing, or I'm just more interested in her character because we get to see her being more sarcastic, more, I don't know. She's interested in something other than Alex, like this panty business and Stella, that I like her more. I'm seeing more of her character.
Yeah, it's sort of like both sides of it. Like, I'm liking Alex less right now because she's just not her usual like powerful kind of self. She's just paranoid. Yeah. It's just like it's not an attractive thing. But we saw this coming. Like we needed something to stir up that relationship because it had already been there, done that, and we needed something different there to kind of add that triangle to shake it up a little bit.
Well, we'll see then. I don't like it because this is I don't know. I don't like it.
I like it too.
But I think Piper's just to me this solidifies like she really does have rotten character. Like you cheat on the girl. I mean, we've seen plenty of different, examples of her having she's just not a really good person, and this to me solidifies that because you got this girl back in prison and now you said you shared your undying love for her and now it's this quick that you can just turn your back?
And going off of that, it shows her character in the sense that as soon as she's not getting 100% of the attention from that person, which now she's getting from Stella, she'll move right on.
See, I don't like her.
But I mean, look at her track record though. She cheated on Larry.
Yeah.
Back again with so there's
a cheater, always a cheater.
There's just been continuous kind of track with her. So we'll
see what happens.
So, I mean, should Alex be surprised?
No, not at all.
I mean, seeing what her history's been.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about Alex and her growing paranoia with Lolly. She tries to get to know Lolly a little bit at the lunch table because she's like, you know what? She's an enemy. I don't know much about her. Let me try to be nice. Let me do that. Didn't work.
Keep your enemies close.
Right.
You know?
And Lolly's on the work routine with her in the field, and the glass breaks.
Right. And then the big piece goes missing.
Right. And I love how Lolly always plays dumb and is just like, huh, what? She does it so well.
I know what you mean.
But she's not stupid.
And she doesn't really answer. She didn't really answer any of our questions.
Yeah.
Right.
That was great.
Like at the lunch table, she's like, oh, I gotta go take a quiz.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And she's like, what are you in for? Oh, like it was all
Something
very
I
vague.
didn't do.
Something I
Something I did
shouldn't have
wrong or
done.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
It was all
Very
very vague
vague.
and general. I was like, God, those are good answers.
And then it's not until Alex decides to go through her stuff and she finds the journal that she's been keeping.
Of all of her movements.
Right.
What time she does stuff.
See, I'm telling you, that Lolly's up to no good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, you guys feel like do you feel like she is sent by Kubra?
No, and I've said that.
You still don't think she's sent by Kubra?
I don't, but I've said that from the beginning because it was too easy. It was too of a simple thing like that. He doesn't have that kind of power.
I agree with that,
to
but
be able
why
to
is she
move
tracking her every step?
Why else would she care?
Because there's probably some other reason.
Like what?
She's paranoid like Alex. Like there's some other reason.
Yeah.
No, that's Kubra's. I think at that point, that's when Alex was like, "That's just Kubra's plan." I knew it.
Yeah.
No, it was too convenient if it is.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could be way off, but I still do think that though.
Okay, well, let's talk about what else is going on in the prison. It's Rabbi Day. It's time to find if you're a Jew or not. Take the Jew test.
It's got to be a day. There's a day for everything now.
Right,
so.
right. This is illegal. I don't think you can is that okay that you can try to find out if people are
trying to ferret out what people's religion
Right.
are?
Yeah,
No,
definitely not legal.
But I'm sure there's probably some go around since they're privately owned. I don't know. I don't know how they're able to get away with it, but
because I feel like I'd be like, no, I'm Jewish and I'm not coming to your Jew meeting to see if I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew. Period. Give me my kosher meal.
Yeah.
Right. You cannot test people on their
or what if it was
or question their religious beliefs.
dietary, type things? I don't know. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't do that, but I'm sure there's some workaround in America.
Right,
I'm sure there's some workaround in a prison with a privately owned prison that they're able to somehow
Right.
Anything for budget
skirt
cuts.
around that, yeah.
Right, and of course, it's funny how they're talking, Caputo and Danny are talking about the Bill of Rights versus a gray area. And I'm like, wait, what gray area is this that you're talking about? Because I don't see any gray area. But anyway, the rabbi has the most hilarious interviews with these people trying to figure out if they're Jewish.
That was the best.
I loved, Angie cannot say Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, Hashanah.
I loved when Stella was like, I call my mother a lot and I love a good bargain. I was like, oh, God, no.
And then did you see Janae, how she had the side curls?
Yes.
Like, you guys are so wrong for that.
I know.
So wrong. And then, of course, Big Cindy,
so
who's
right.
really, really trying to pass the Jew test.
Yeah.
And she's probably worked the hardest.
She is serious about her food.
Yes.
She is. She was talking about, she messed it up with heaven. She was good to go until heaven.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Man.
When she said that, I was like, no, stop.
Like, hey, there's no heaven for Jews.
She's like, oh, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Right.
Never mind.
Lolly and
Just
her
let
hot
that
dogs.
pass.
And then the funniest part is that the only person that passes is the nun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense,
Right.
though,
Because she
because
has
She knows the Old
she
Testament.
knows the Old Testament. She understands the background of the religion. So, yeah,
Right.
that makes total sense.
So she's the only one getting kosher then, huh?
For her.
Okay, well, good for her, yeah. She's good. All right, so let's talk about Suzanne, Crazy Eyes.
She is popular now.
She is
Yeah,
so popular.
star
Look at her.
writer.
I'm happy for her.
Too.
Everyone looks at her like she's crazy. Now her
Yeah.
crazy's being used for something that's like entertaining everyone.
Yeah.
She's writing these stories. Now she's got fans. Everybody's trying to say, what's your process? You need help. You should write about this.
Well, I mean, they don't have books in the prison
No.
still,
Right,
so
right.
they need
This is
something
their only
to entertain
outlet,
them.
yeah.
Right.
Right. She gets extra Jell-O. And then she has a fangirl who we don't know her name.
Yes. Out there, what is her name? We did not
We
catch
can't
her
find
name.
it on IMDb
I couldn't
or
catch her
anything.
name.
Yeah.
Yes, what is
Can
the
we
girl
please call
who-
her Sunflower? Because she said she relates with Sunflower in the story.
Okay, so we'll call her Sunflower.
Her love interest.
The love interest that really loves Suzanne. If you know her name, please let us know. Use the hashtag ABTVOITMB. Let us know if you know her name. I kind of like that. It seems like this girl's gonna like really be her friend, and because she seems really like interested in what Suzanne is doing. I'm happy for Suzanne because it's been a while since she's had anyone to love on.
Anyone interested? Well,
Yeah.
no one's ever interested in
Right.
Suzanne.
Right, in that
She's
way.
always interested in other
Right.
people.
Right.
So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see her have a
Yeah, and it's good for her because again, this writing has taken the distractions away of her trying to get beyond V and that whole craziness, and be able to do something in a way, even though some people would say, oh, it's not really positive, but I think it is. Being able to write this type of stuff and keep people entertained and everything, it's a positive thing for her to do.
Right.
And then from that, she's able to have connections with people, which she really needs.
See, that's good.
It's good for her.
This is going to be good for you, Suzanne.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though she ran away from the tree and we
right.
and talk again.
Right. So let's talk about Sophia and Gloria. So we knew in the past that Gloria had her son drive up with Sophia's family. But we find this episode that little Michael gets arrested for beating up a kid.
Yeah.
And
loses his eye.
Yeah, he beat him up really bad. And the funny part is when Sophia finally talks to Michael, he says, oh, he beat the boy up because he was quote unquote fagging out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute. Like, that's the reason why you beat this kid almost to a pulp. There's a lot of anger going on in this kid. And, of course, Sophia's natural reaction is to blame Benny. Because Benny's, he's a street kid.
Yeah.
Now, were you guys surprised to find out when Sophia talks to Michael that Benny ran away?
I mean, I wasn't necessarily surprised to find out that Benny ran away. I mean, I would have gone either way if I thought Benny contributed or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously, these kids go through so much more than being influenced by other kids,
Right.
with their moms in jail.
Right.
Yeah. No,
So that's not surprising.
I
to
wasn't
me.
surprised either because I knew when it was sort of like Sophia was setting it up that it was Benny's fault. Then I was like, okay, it's not going to be his fault.
Right.
You're always going the other way. He's like, I'm too easy. I'm thinking about it.
Well, yeah, because I think it's too easy of a thing to go with, and that Sophia hasn't dealt with the fact that her son isn't necessarily perfect, and that he's going through his own issues, and some of the advice that she gave him in the past episodes wasn't the best, and he's angry. Right,
and I think Sophia forgets to put the blame on herself, because I think a lot of the reason why Michael is acting out is because, you know what I mean? Like, you got a parent in prison, that's hard enough.
Hard enough.
Your dad is now your mom.
Just transitioning,
And there's just so much, you're a teenage boy, you need your father, now you can't even access your father in prison because your father's no longer your father. Like, there's a lot going on. So I think Sophia should recognize that she's probably partly to blame for her son acting out.
Of course. And I think maybe now that she realizes that she will start to take responsibility for that, knowing that it's not passing it on to someone else and someone else's kid.
Well, let's talk about, so we see the scene where Gloria is talking to Red, and of course Red this entire episode was telling everyone, I didn't make the food, I just want you to know I didn't make the food. And Gloria tells her, like, don't worry, we know, like, we get it, don't apologize because you're going to make it worse, just move on. And Sophia hears this, and I guess she had come to apologize to Gloria, but instead she doesn't apologize. Why do you guys think she doesn't apologize? Because I was confused.
I was too, actually. I even put why in my notes. I'm like, why did she walk away? It wasn't like Gloria was saying something specifically bad about Sophia or anything else, like to make her not apologize.
Advice she gave to Red was she was saying, like, the more you apologize, the weaker you are, whatever it is. And Sophia was coming to apologize, so maybe if she overheard that, she was like, maybe that makes me weak.
Right.
I don't know.
That's probably what it is.
And going to move on without apologizing.
Exactly. And I think that's probably what it was. And we also have, I love you listeners. We had at Deborah Battle on Twitter. She says the girl's name is Maureen.
What?
Oh, it is Maureen.
Yes, thank you, Deborah Battle.
I looked it up. I'm like, is it Maureen? And then
yes,
I thought,
it is. Thanks, Deborah Battle. You're awesome. And then Paloma at St. Paloma 23 also says, what if the pastor has an influence on Michael? Maybe that's the reason why he's bad.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
No, that's a good point, because again, he's kind of usurped that father role, and we heard that in previous episodes, and maybe he's not as good as we all think he is.
Like, when you have a stepfather situation, like, the kids that age pull away from that.
Right.
Like, they don't, you're not my father, like that sort of stuff.
Right.
So I don't know if necessarily that would be the reason. I think it's more so having your father who's now a mother that's in prison and you aren't around them.
I mean, there's a lot of issues there. I mean, that's just, so it could be all of the above, for sure.
So then we see some more with Pennsatucky and Coates. And she tells him he needs to act more like a guard. He's being a little too chummy with her in front of you.
He's flirting with her in front of her inmates.
Not good, you know? They're going to start saying stuff now if they see that. So she tells him, hey, you can't do that. We need boundaries. Right. They decide to go throw some more donuts at the ducks, which I think was so funny because they're talking about, like which duck are you? Yeah. And she's like, I'm the green duck. And he's like, that's a boy duck. Like, no, it's not you. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I thought it was cute at first.
At first. And then it starts to turn a little weird when he's like, go fetch the donut, go fetch it with your mouth.
Yeah, like a dog.
And he said, I said, fetch, and mate, I was like, oh, God.
Ooh, yeah.
I have to turn this off.
Yeah.
Right. And then that scene closes out with him making out with her, or him kissing her.
Forcing himself.
Forcibly.
Forcibly against the tree. Nothing hot about that. Very, like, violated.
Yeah,
I felt gross.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And she obviously didn't appreciate it.
Right, and I feel bad because I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like this is the reason why I don't like opposite sex working at prisons. I feel like a female prison should have female COs and vice versa for men.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, granted, there are people who have same-sex attractions, but the amount of, that's going to be less than the opposite sex attraction. So I just feel like...
also that forcible stuff, too, which just feels like that weird power dynamic and
right,
and not even just the sexual stuff though. It's the men who they always get to carry their illegal drugs out or their panties out or whatever. They're not going to Birdie. They're not going, to any of the other females because they know they can't persuade them.
Right.
So I feel like that just in general, whether it's sexual or trafficking things.
Right.
I know it just isn't good. I got the heebie-jeebies by them.
I felt really uncomfortable at the end of that scene.
Yeah, that whole edit too. From the dog scene on, I was like, oh.
All right, and so before we get out of here, the one thing that we did also see was that the cooking lady Judy she's going to jail. She's guilty. We don't know if she's coming to Litchfield, but I feel like she is. She has to be, because why else do they keep bringing it up?
Yeah, that's true.
I hope so.
Because it's pointless if she doesn't come to Litchfield. Then it's like, why did you guys even say that?
What's the whole point of that? Yeah.
Right. So she's coming to Litchfield. She's gonna take over the kitchen. And Red's gonna be mad.
Exactly. Add that triangle again.
But what would they do with the bags?
No, I think she's gonna take the bags and like make them amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna do something to them, and then Red is gonna be mad because Red's gonna be like, everyone likes your food now, and they hated it when I was cutting the bags open. So.
All right,
we'll see.
Yeah, you gotta add that triangle again because Gloria and Red, you can't have that same story.
Is it too easy, Scott?
Too easy. Too easy.
All right, make sure you guys keep giving us your comments. We love to hear what you think. Use the hashtag ABTVOITNB, and make sure you follow us on not Instagram, on iTunes, on SoundCloud. And you can subscribe to AfterBuzz right below. Just click the subscribe button. Where can we find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at SMan80, that's SMN80, and also here for Defiance After Show.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sterling Cates.
And you can find me, Megan Thomas, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz with a dreidel.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.